Oh, welcome to the J Hall Show. We like to have some fun. Welcome to the J Hall Show. Let's get this project done. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today we are going to be talking about my adventure I took to the Broad Museum art exhibit. Anyways, we're time for the video. Here is going to be a picture of me. I didn't take a picture of me walking there or being there. Yes, I did take a picture of me being there. We'll see that later, though. We're going to start on the... it's called the Michelangelo Thomas painting. Here's what it looks like. Hopefully I remember to edit this, because if I don't, this is going to be really embarrassing. If you haven't, people are going to be like, why does Jay have so much ADHD? Yo. Anyways, Michelangelo Thomas. Here's the picture, in case I haven't already did it. So basically, Michelangelo Thomas is a rhinestones and acrylic painting on canvas mounted on a wood panel. It was made in the United States in 1971, and as I'm saying this, I realize I should probably have the rubric out to ensure that I do say every single thing. Should I redo this? Name of the art museum or gallery. So basically, I went to the Broad. I learned it's called the Broad and not the Broad. It's the Broad. I thought it was broad because it's a broad expansion of different types of art. But then my voice lesson teacher said it was Broad. So maybe it's Broad. I'm saying Broad for the entirety of the thing because I don't want to be wrong. So I went to the Broad Museum Art Gallery Museum. And I was just talking about my favorite art piece, the Michelangelo Thomas the Michelangelo Thomas. Wait, no, that's the name of the person. That's the name of the person. The name of the art piece is I can't do the accent. Le déjeuner sur le herbe, les trois films noirs d'après Picasso. Made in 2022. So I talked about the name I went to. I talked about the title, the artist, the date was in 2022. But the picture, because guess what? This art piece was made from a picture in 1971, United States 1971, but the painting was made in 2022, I assume. Because on the little card thing that they have in front, it said United States 1971. It said the name United States 1971. The French sentence 2022, comma 2022. So I'm assuming that meant the actual French part. I don't know. I don't know how to read art. What are the major ideas behind the work? What does this artwork communicate? Refer to exhibition materials, wall text, press release, brochure, website. That is what the picture is from. So while I was doing my research on this art piece, right, I found this random picture of these women, and I don't know where they are because I can't read French. What if I Google translated to French? Let's do that. Fun time. In case you haven't noticed, yeah, I am using my computer in this time, right now. Translate. Google, you didn't translate it. What if I put Google Translate? Now, I'll do detect language. Because what if this isn't even French? It's French. Okay. So the le dej. What if I like had y'all hear it?
Le déjeuner sur l'herbe, les trois femmes noires d'après Picasso.
That girl. Anyways, le déjeuner, le herb, and then it goes to English saying the three black women after Picasso. Let me edit this part because someone keeps calling me. Okay, part 2, or wait for part 2. Okay, this might be awkward, but basically, if you're seeing this, that means the audio file of part 2 doesn't exist. The video does, and it was like over 30 minutes long. But yeah, I guess the rest of this is gonna be audio file me, voiceover me. So hope you're ready for that. Anyways, let's carry on. So anyways, I was gonna be still talking about this French piece right here, and the three women. I wanted to talk about how, like that picture I was talking about before, audio decided to cut me off. That audio, not the, I keep thinking about the audio now. The picture is based off of, or not based off of, it's inspired by, I don't know which one came first. It didn't tell me, but this is the other, just like the real life version of the picture. And like, yeah, in other news, because, I have to talk about why it, like, what it reminded me of in the video. It reminded me of the salon picture because, there's like a bunch of vibrant colors, and I had a whole lot to say in the original video, but guess what? The original video is not here now, is it? So I was talking about how many colors it has and how like there's black people in it, and I love black people. And I was talking about how like it just seems like a fun time. Like because I had like this whole thing about the end, where it was like in the, the picture and the painting I went to go see, it's like they're having a picnic, and I was talking like, yeah, that reminds me of my picnics because we didn't really go to a lot of picnics, but whenever like we went to like the Houston Zoo, it was like the zoo outside the gate was like a patch of grass, and then it was the parking lot. And people would like have picnics on that patch of grass, and that's what my family did at least. And yeah, that's how I related to it. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna kind of speed through this now, but like it was that's my what I that's the back not the background, but like a relation to the art piece. That's my uh personal connection to the art piece, and then the other one was how it relates to class in the sense of what related to it. Period. On to number 2. This second one is, it's a little bit of foreshadowing with my black and white figure. It is a black and white piece called The 20 Jackies. This was made in 1964 by Andy Warhol, who was from the United States 1928 to 1987, and made with silkscreen ink on linen. And I picked this piece, surprisingly, in the original video, I was talking about how it had JFK associated with it, and during my research on it, it was like, this is supposed to be JFK's wife or whatever, with a policeman behind her, because this is like glamorizing how even though she's going through a death as a celebrity, it's kind of just all over. It's like all on her face. That's why it's multiple pictures of the same thing. And I said it will the way I don't know if this is what it relates to me, why, but I said I gave it a feeling in the video, and it was like the feeling is paparazzi, and I explained that way for pa- because you know how like I'm going to probably draw this out. Give me time to draw this out. Um, so it's like you know how when there's a people, right? There's people, um, like celebrities on like a red carpet, okay? And literally they just like wave their hand and boom, 10,000 people take that picture of them waving their one hand. And it's like now 10,000 people have that took so much time just to get the exact same picture. And that's what I saw in this. Um, how there wasn't really any originality to either picture. Um, in terms of what it reminded me of, it reminded me of the black and white 5-day forecast picture. One, yeah, because it's black and white, but they're kind of like polar opposites because in the white 5-day forecast, it's just the chest down. While in this one that I was showing, it's from the chest up. And that's like polar opposites that remind me of the same thing because they're both black and white. They're both multiple pictures. Um, but yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Number three is like low key my saddest one for real. Not because I wanted it to be sad. It was just as I kept talking about it, it made me sad in the video. Well, not sad, more like that. I forgot the horseman guy's name, but whenever he had like a whole monologue talking about some therapy was supposed to be or rehab was supposed to be a fresh start. Anyways, getting sidetracked. Um, but yeah, this artwork is called Thomas and TT in the Window, made in 1985. It was made in a collaboration effort with John Herm and Rigoberto Torres. And before you ask, yes, I did take a picture with the kid because why wouldn't I? Um, and it was made from oil on reinforced palladium. Um, and I found it to be just a really, at first, when I took a picture of it, it was just a really fun artwork, but because I wasn't really thinking that much. Um, but then as I was like, what does it relate to? It made me think of the migrant mother art piece that we saw for numerous reasons. And it's kind of different because, last time I was talking about how they're both black and white, but this one, it doesn't relate in that sense. It relates in the sense of the kid and the mother. And and into, it's going to also part into me, why I relate to it as well. Because in the migrant mother, there's those, the three kids that are all looking the opposite direction of the mother. And I always saw that as the kids being ignorant or forgetful or unmindful of what's to come in their future, while the mother is aware of those things in the future, hence why she is married or not married, worried in the migrant worker. And when you look at Thomas and TT in the window, you can kind of see that as well. TT being in the window looking down on Thomas. And she doesn't have a happy look on her face. She looks tired. She looks stressed. She looks exhausted. While TT is happily playing outside in the open without a care in the world. And why did that relate to me? It kind of reminded me of my childhood on how I was also kind of just mindless and didn't really care about anything in the world because I was sheltered. I wasn't sheltered. That's not the right word. I was freed, in a sense, to kind of, because growing up, I was always allowed to just do whatever I want, basically, because of the fact my parents didn't like me anyway. So they were just like I was able to be mindless because of the fact my parents didn't want to teach me anything anyway. Um, so I kind of had to learn by myself. But that entire way there, I was completely mindless as to what I was getting myself into, and I just saw it as freedom as opposed to my parents not liking me. Um, so that's how I related to them, of just being the mindless kid growing up, and then nowadays being TT in the window with all of my problems and stresses that could have been resolved if, like, I was a better kid or something. But yeah, that's how I saw them. Um, I guess that's the end. I talked about everything I think I needed to. So this is gonna, I don't know how to end this. I had a better ending in video, but you can't see the video. Now, can you? No, you can't. So you're just gonna have to deal with my voice. I still have an outro though, because every good YouTube video has an outro. I poured my